right now you're sacrificing, your happiness to be at a place where you don't necessarily want to be. But at the end of the day, you have your eye and your mind set on a goal to not always be there. You know what I'm saying? So, you sticking to the plan, and you sacrificing, doing something that you don't want to do for now, but you also doing what you need to do by going to school, being on the dean's list, getting good grades, getting, working towards obtaining your degree, to be in a position to do what you ultimately love, and achieving the goal, and you know living the dream, to be that activist, and out here being known for fighting for humanity, you know. So right now it's just temporary. You know what I'm saying? It's just temporary. So I get what you're saying. Like, you don't see how people, do things that they don't really necessarily want to do or aren't happy with for years, you know. Um and I don't understand it either, but at the end of the day, we have the power to control our own destiny. You know what I'm saying? So for whatever their reason is for being stuck at a job that they're not happy with, that's their reason. But I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be your story or my story. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a temporary position that they're in for now.
I mean, I thought you reiterated what I said. You just used different words. My words are just more severe, 'cause that's how I feel about it. But when I say suffering, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And that's literally what it is. I mean, we could articulate it different ways, but I mean, the reality is this society is corrupt, and due to communism, you know what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. So we are suffering externally with some people. That's just the reality of it. I mean, the people at ShopRite, that's not their choice. Like, that's not their choice. There's no way that all those people doing that for years, that's what they truly wanted. It's nearly impossible. So they really suffering.
right,
So, and that's just, if anything, they're suffering internally and externally because they probably barely could pay their bills. So,
right.
but I mean, like you said, it's the reality of the situation. But when you really look at it, zeroed out, we are all people, and we are going to the store. And it's crazy because the workers will be behind the counter and then after clock out and go shop at the same place they were just working at. Like, it's kind of goofy, but
Well, the system wasn't designed, for us to, be successful, or, to um, be rich, or the system wasn't designed that way. That's why, looking outside the box and staying true to yourself and living your dream, and, using your gifts that God gave you, to be that person that He has called you to be, is what needs to be done.
uh,
Right. Now, have you ever felt overwhelmed trying to manage everything? And if you did, how did you handle it?
manage everything like sports
Right,
and stuff like that.
right.
Um, just being like just grounding myself, not looking in the future or the past. Just being grounded, and also Not comparing myself.
Right.
I think comparison is a big thing, especially in society and social media in my generation. So I
Right.
feel like just not comparing and just slowing down. To be honest, not trying to speed up because I already move pretty efficiently, so there's nowhere else to go. Like it's not like I'm wasting time, so no, there's no rush. To be honest,
Right.
but at the end of the day, like I mean, that's why you gotta really got to be outside of society and while you're in society because society has its customs and its own expectations of you so that aren't equal to your own. So if you're succumb to that, you're gonna feel less than all the time because they're unrealistic and they're not yours. So I feel like just standing on my own expectations, my own values, my own morals, and just not even like looking at other people.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't compare yourself to no one else because, they have their own journey just like you have your own journey. You know what I'm saying? Their process is not going to be the same as your process. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But when
So,
it's my fault,
go
but
ahead.
my generation, I feel like it's definitely not an intentional thing. I feel like it's been forced on us, and we're just so like we're being overstimulated. Like we're just seeing too much of other people all the time. Like we're everybody is just too accessible. So it's like it's kind of hard not to compare when you're always watching somebody else. So I'd say you just got to stop watching them. Like you could literally like on social media, there's so many people you could watch. Like you could watch everybody all day and not even move. That's like not that's like
That's
insane.
unhealthy. That's
You
unhealthy.
could see five different people's lives before you even live a second in your life. Like that's so overstimulating. Before you even create your own thought, you're seeing five people's thousands of thoughts. Like it's a lot.
Right. Now, what does a typical day look like for you?
I mean, my days are random. I mean, I just say they consist of, um, well, I mean, as of right now, just like working and then like, I just say working, like making something to eat and, and reading and playing the game and then like trying to stay in culture as much as I could and watch like as much films as I could, learn as much history as I could on the free time. But that's just about it right now. The working out, really calm. Feel like I'm just building a foundation right now, but like, yeah, that's about it.
I mean, I think your days are pretty healthy and balanced. You know what I'm saying? I think that, working, like you said, studying, on your own and, learning your culture and history, working out, eating healthy, because you're a vegetarian, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you've been eating a lot of veggies and fruits and healthy stuff, which is good, and it's also like stimulating your mind and releasing those endorphins, you know what I'm saying? So I think your days are healthy spiritually, mentally, and physically, you know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I try not to well, right now I'm trying to like kind of be consistent with what I'm doing. So since I'm doing the same thing every day, my mind could be a little bit freer, so I could get into like a habitual state. So
Right.
I could be a little bit more like I said, the foundation. So I know what my foundation is already. So I'm creating more so because my external is constantly the same. So I could kind of like be a little bit more relaxed in control of my thoughts and intentional because like I'm not like doing different things every day.
Right.
So it's like in my external, I know what to expect already almost because
Right.
I know soon I'm gonna be in an unexpected environment. So it's like I want my foundation to be what I'm doing now.
Right.
Yeah, what I'm creating now. So yeah.
So when you get in that unstable environment, you're able to bounce back quickly to the foundation.
Will to keep the foundation the same, and then as I'm getting accustomed to my environment.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Now, how do you stay organized with assignments, exams, work schedules, and personal life?
Just prioritize certain things, and then let everything else just fall in line.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes you have things going on that you need to, like you said, prioritize. You know what I'm saying? Then there's other things that come up, where you just have to like pivot and adjust to, whatever comes up. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, I think it's kind of hard to stay organized 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that things do come up, but like you said, once you have that foundation, you know what I'm saying, it's after you pivot, you know you go back to the foundation
Yeah.
after you pivot to what may have come up, you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
um Now, how important is self-care when balancing work and school?
You said balance on what?
I said, how important is self-care when balancing work and school?
Um, or not? I mean, not even only like balancing work and school, but just in general. I feel like detaching from the physical is always needed, and
Well, we're spiritual beings,
that's what I'm saying. Detach from the physical,
right?
like like a lot of this stuff doesn't even matter.
Right.
So like whatever is happening, just being bigger than whatever's happening. To be honest, I mean, you could really say that for you to take anything serious is egotistical and selfish to like the universe almost
Right.
because yeah, so it's like it's just pointless. Like selfish. I feel like is so much more to you like opening a door for somebody or you doing something for somebody else.
Right.
Selfish is for you to really just be neutral and let everything around you be what it is. So
Well, I mean, the question was, how important is self-care?
well, I mean, obviously it's important. So yeah.
Yeah, because like, you have to care for yourself, you know, and like,
Mhm.
eating healthy like you do, and working out, you know, reading, you know, all of that self-care.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very important when balancing work and school because I know sometimes, for me, I could get so caught up into, Sheba's lifestyle or the shelter or, other people, that I neglect myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so self-care is very important. Self-care is very, very, very important.
The reason I went on the tantrum about being selfish because like I just see it as all of the same thing, like, and it's kind of like paradoxal. But when you're selfless, you are like you're also being like selfish at the same time. It's hard for me to articulate, but like yeah, I just feel like it's the same thing. To be selfish is to really affect other people, but when you're selfish, you're not letting nothing affect you or anybody else. You're just neutral.
Yeah, because like you are like not operating in the flesh, like you're operating in the spirit. And like it's not about you, it's about God, and the Holy Spirit. And like, when you operate in that realm, you know, it's selfless, which is still selfish.
Mm. Yeah. Anything not being attached to the physical, I feel like is loving other people.
Say that again.
Anything not being attached to the physical is loving other people, but also loving yourself. And this physical, there's bound for good to happen, but there's also bound like bad to happen. You know what I'm saying? And not being attached to it when the bad happens, you're still going to have a strong foundation to love yourself, like to be good to yourself, even though
Right,
there's bad in the external.
right. What do you do to manage stress?
Um, Meditate, detach,
Meditate and what?
detach, like detach from everything.
The thoughts, the feelings.
Yeah, and that's what meditation basically does because you realize you're separate from your thoughts and whatever is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically puts you in like a 4D realm and makes you like realize that you're not the you're not necessarily the the character, you're the one controlling it. So it shows you how much power you have. So when it comes to stress, that's something that I could let go because it's just a sensation that's a part of the physical, and I could just let go of it because I have control.
Right.
So I just say regaining control because stress is just an out of control emotion anyway that you got to deal with.
Yes, and meditation helps manage the stress, right?
Yeah, and being able to pinpoint it too. Man, I feel like we overstimulated all the time. We all get stressed out all the time. It's just knowing yourself and knowing yourself and knowing when you're going to get there, when you can get there, when you're getting there, when you're there, all of that stuff.
When you need to take time out to meditate or pray or set time aside to collect your thoughts and release thoughts that are no longer beneficial, yeah, knowing yourself and when you need to take that time out. Yeah, absolutely. Um, if you could eliminate one thing about school and one thing about work, what would they be?
I said this earlier. I'd say teachers that don't know how to teach and bosses that carry this egotistical um, hierarchy with them.
right? Because if a teacher is not getting through to the student, then obviously either they teaching the wrong subject or they just don't have the, I guess they don't have like
Skill set.
this, right, the skill set to teach the subject
Not even just the subject. Well, sometimes it's the
or
subject
just
that's
to teach.
so yeah, sometimes it's the subject and sometimes they just can't even they just not good with kids. Like they not patient, they not understanding, they're not empathetic. I mean, it's either they don't know, they're not knowledgeable. They're not knowledgeable somewhere. Like I mean, I feel like at times we neglect how innocent kids are. Anybody closer to a kid's age is more innocent than the elder. I feel like elders need to take more role in society and more accountability because elders should be the ones that are teaching the youth. I feel like elders are oftentimes like blaming the youth for their misunderstandings or their lack of knowledge, but the elders are supposed to be the ones teaching them. So
I mean, I believe elders have obviously more experience because they've been here longer than the youth. So I get that part of it. But at the end of the day, I believe the youth are much more smarter than the elders.
I don't know. I think it's an illusion. I don't know. I feel like it seems like society is changing so much, but it's really not though. It's really the same thing, just a different variation. And uh a wise elder will definitely be able to know that way before a kid that thinks this is so new. But it's really not, it's just a different variation. I mean, I had a media and communications um class and he kinda hinted at that. Well he did, he said it actually. And it was very eye opening.
How the elders are
Like
smart.
basically how this was happening before in a different variation, and then he kind of went back in history briefly and just gave us analogies and just showed us how it was the same exact thing, just a different variation.
Well, yeah, I mean the history does repeat itself, obviously,
But
but
it's not even like a thing you just throw out there like, oh yeah, history. No, it does. Like it does. Like a lot
right,
is not changing. Like it like I'm telling you, it is a illusion. It seems like it's changing. It's not. It's the same thing. It's just a different variation. Like slavery. Slavery is still going on. It's just a different variation. It's a different time. They can't do the same thing that they used to do, but they definitely gonna make sure that they do it. So it's but I just say back then. No, I'm not even talking about back. I'm talking about back then, like when we were natives and communities, like the elders were praising the kids, like they were worshiping the kids, not in a sense of like they were higher than them, but it was like I guess new opportunity for lead to lead. You guys are,
letting
yeah,
them lead, right,
yeah, exactly. But not lead in a sense of like y'all know more than us. No, we know more than y'all. We're gonna give this to y'all. Like
right,
it's just a totally different perspective and mindset back then. But I think we need to go back to that. Because I genuinely love all my elders. I mean, I cherish all of those conversations. Like to be honest,
right.
and I feel like those conversations. And I'm speaking on every single person older than me. Like I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or 100. I those conversations are different than 20 and below. Every all of those conversations because they're old. It's
because of
just
the
how it works.
wisdom. Because of the
Exactly.
wisdom.
When I get 30, 30 is gonna be 30 and below, and I'm prioritize 30 and higher. Like,
Right. It's definitely something to admire when you speak to an elderly person and you get that wisdom from them. It's just very rewarding. It's very rewarding.
yeah, and then I feel like sometimes in our society, elders they take they see like well like they want us to be like this is like they want us to be like kids that are just sitting on like on a carpet and just listening to them talk all day. That's not how it's going to be. You're going to speak. I'm going to express myself. I'm going to ask you questions, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. If you right, you right. Like if you know what I'm saying. Like that's a way of learning to question to ask. No, like you get what I'm saying. Like
Well, sometimes when people age, they stay stuck in the times where um, things were happening a certain way when they were growing up. They don't adjust to the change, to the new generation and how they may communicate or whatever the case may be. So they may look at a question being asked about what's being said by the adult or whatever as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? That's because they haven't, like, grown with the time in the new generation. You know what I'm saying? They are stuck in their time, you know?
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just not a student of the game. They're using their hierarchy system, their illusion of power
Right,
to rule their mind. But when you look at school, school is exactly that. You ask questions you don't know, you know after you ask the question.
right,
I mean, that's what I did. I mean, when I was younger and I was in class, I used to like always be the first to raise my hand, like because I understood what was going on. How you gonna understand what's going on if when you don't understand, you don't ask?
right,
If you say something and I'm like that don't make no sense, you and I just saying yeah, like I'm not gonna learn it. I'm just saying yeah, like so
right. You definitely have to ask questions.
yeah.
You should ask questions. Um, if you had three words to describe your student journey, what would they be?
I said this earlier too. Optimistic, curious, and liberal,
Right. You did say that earlier.
or maybe not liberal. I'd say liberated
uh, why liberated?
because I feel like me personally. I mean, not in the grand scheme, but I feel like I've been liberated from a old oppressed. Um, maybe the word is ignorant. Way of thinking, and I feel like I was a victim without knowing I was a victim, and I was liberated where I am now, not through regular schooling, but school in general. Like just boy, life is school, so just learning in general.
Right. I agree with you
Yeah,
because you are on a um different level of thinking. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You are on a different level of thinking, and that's because you think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? You are curious, which is another word that you chose. You're curious to know
No.
why, and you want to know why is why, and why is why, you know?
Yeah,
So
but
it brings you to like a whole nother level of thinking because you're so curious, and that's why you're liberated.
yeah, and we and we throw hate on the educational system, but if you really look at the educational system like on a simple lens, it's really like gems in the liberal in the system. Like math is just understanding. Like if you were a kid and you took those math classes seriously when you were younger, you would realize that you just if you understood what was going on, you would just know how to do it. Like some people, they just memorized it or they didn't take it as serious. Now your understanding, your problem solving skills are suffering because of that. It's really that simple. Like even history and memorizing. Did you take memorizing serious? It's that simple. Now your memory is bad. It's you do the same thing every day. Like you're in school. Like it does work. I mean, we could learn about some things that they're not or a lot of things or all of the things. Everything like in a way isn't true, but the way of thinking is still the same. They can't change that.
Right.
I mean, if you know how to think, then you're going to find out the truth anyway. So
I mean, you just got to search for it. You got to
exactly.
search for it. You got
So
to be
so
curious enough to want to find the answer. And you
so
can't accept, you know, everything that's being told. And you can't always take things at face value.
yeah, that shows that there's so much to into being smart, like or not even smart and intelligent and intellectual. Like
Right.
there's just a lot that plays into, and it's the same exact things that play into being disciplined and having morals and having virtues. It's all the same thing.
Right. Um, what advice would you give a student who is struggling to balance work and studies?
Um, I'd say I asked them why. What's making them struggle? Like give me an example of somebody struggling.
Someone who can't find the time to study their material for exams and assignments because they're working so much.
And why are they working?
They're working because they like the money. They need the money. They got
They
a
like
car note. They
uh,
got a phone bill. They got to go grocery shopping. They need gas. You know,
and their life consists of school and work.
yeah,
Um, I'd I'd say either. I mean, there's a couple of different things. Maybe possibly find another job. Possibly change your schedule. I mean, I feel like in this scenario, maybe this is bad, but I'd say the schooling comes first, no matter what. Like,
no, that's true.
yeah, but like from society, it would seem like the bills come first. But I mean, that's like an internal versus external thing. So I'd say go with your gut and just focus more energy onto school because that's the only thing that's going to give you something back anyway. I
Right,
mean, me personally, like to be honest, like I see my brother like in super down bad situations externally, and he's still standing on like what he worked hard for. So
right.
anything that any bill, anything that you about to lose externally don't really mean nothing if you're gonna you're gonna get it back externally anyway from whatever you put another time to. So I say just focus on the main thing.
Right. Absolutely. School is important, and
Knowledge and not first of all, like I mean, I don't know what their major would be, but knowledge is power anyway. So if first of all, if you become smarter than your bosses at work, you're gonna like if you really want to be technical externally, you're gonna be richer than them. So I mean, it don't really matter. Like knowledge is the only thing that matters. The brain and the mind is so powerful. You could be down bad, have all this debt, all this. First of all, money isn't real anyway. It's a piece of paper. So if you obtaining knowledge, you gonna know how to figure that out. Like if that's just that's what you do because you gonna figure it out.
right.
You can't never go bad with choosing knowledge over something like a job. Like what are you getting from a job?
Excellent advice, Mr. Gurley. Now, I'm just going to end with this and ask this last question. Um, what accomplishment are you most proud of so far?
I say going to Morehouse because yeah, because it I mean for the longest I wanted to go to a D1 school. And then recently I wanted to go to like Syracuse, which is a PWI. So for my perspective to change so drastic in such a short period of time and it to reflect my background and a lot of other things and foot and it's just so much I can speak about. I mean Morehouse is a D2 school supposed to me wanting to go to a D1 school, but it shows how I do still enjoy the struggle, like you know what I'm saying, how I could be fulfilled by going to a quote unquote lower level school, but I feel like there's so much more there that matters more, like besides a perspective of a bigger school. But if you were African American male in America, that is your bigger school.
Right,
So all the statistics and the outside perspectives on the school doesn't matter because once you get there, you're gonna feel liberated. You're gonna feel the true energy that's there, and it's really unmatched to be honest. So, I mean, for our demographic, I mean, I don't know about somebody else's. Harvard might actually be the number one school, but
yeah, I mean, I agree with that being, well, I'm most proud of that accomplishment as well. The fact that you're getting ready to go to Morehouse and just the fact that it's a HBCU, is just such a huge accomplishment. And it's just breaking generational curses and barriers and just the fact that you're going there is setting the tone for our family. You know what I'm saying? You set the bar very high. You set the bar very high, and I'm proud of that, son. I'm
you
proud.
know, you,
I'm proud of that.
uh,
And on that note, Sunshine, thank you so much for participating and being on my show. I know you're tired. You got up early this morning. You worked out. What time did you get up?
3:30.
And it's about 11 o'clock. Just got off work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. Keep going. The sky is the limit, buddy. The sky is the limit.
I love you too.
All right. Bye.